welcome to United Hour, your one-stop shop for all things Manchester United. I'm your host, Imran.
And I'm Ed.
Yeah, Nick is away on international man of mystery business, so you got me and Ed in the hot seat this week to talk about a 2-2 draw away at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Ed, how does it feel to not lose to Spurs?
I mean, yeah, it's good to not lose to Spurs, but actually, in the way the game went, I'm actually disappointed that we didn't get the win. But equally, if you'd have offered me a point beforehand, I'd have been happy with it. So it's sort of one of those, happy but not happy situations.
Yeah, we've been losing to Spurs way too much recently. Obviously, last season, we lost them 4 times. So actually, not losing to them for a change was good, especially in the manner that we didn't lose to them. But it was a particularly strange game, and we will get into it. I think 2 weeks ago I said to Nick that I wanted 4 points from Forest and Spurs away.
Yeah,
We've ended up with 2. I'm probably actually a little more content with the 2 points than I would have been 2 weeks ago. I think overall, when you look at how things went, it probably should have been more, but I'm not gonna. But they're definitely games we would have lost last year, so I'm not too upset.
and yeah, it's nice to sort of see the team actually show a bit of character. It's as though there's like sprouts of a spine growing in the team.
Yeah, it's just these are definitely games where last year the heads would have dropped and we wouldn't have been able to find a way back into the game. And what's actually interesting as well is in this game and the Forest game, the goals, the late equalisers both came from players who were actually around last year. It wasn't even our new signings that scored the goals or anything like that. So in a way, it's kind of good that other people in the team are stepping up and not just relying on the new signings to bail us out. But let's start at the beginning of the game. So the lineup was an interesting one. I think there was 3 changes to personnel, but I think across the team there were 6 changes to position throughout the team, with Mbuemo moving to the left wing, Ahmad moving up to the right wing, Cunha moving up to centre forward. Then you had Mazraoui and Dorgu starting at wing back. Maguire, De Ligt shifting across for Maguire. So yeah, a lot of changes throughout the team, even if it wasn't personnel changes. What did you think of the lineup?
Yeah, I wasn't too keen. I don't think Cunha's a 9, and I will die on that hill. And I know he does a job, but I want to see a number 9 starting there because I think our build-up play looks a lot better when you've got someone who actually plays that position. But then I wasn't keen on an Ahmad at 10 on the right, at wing on the right, and yeah, I can sort of I don't mind Dorgu coming in, but it seems silly to break up that Mbuemo and Ahmad partnership that's been building on that right hand side.
Yeah, it felt a bit disjointed at times in the first half. It looked like a team where people were playing a bit out of position or back into the team. It wasn't quite as cohesive as it has. I mean, we've been good for fast starts lately in a lot of our games, and this one, the start wasn't so fast, and it felt a little bit disjointed. I don't mind Cunha up front. I think he's better off in games though when you do have a lot less of the ball. Like Anfield away, for example, I thought he did well up front there because feeding off scraps and all that stuff. But in a game like this, where actually Spurs don't mind us having the ball because they want to catch us on the break. He had a poor game, really, didn't he, Cunha?
He did, and also I think when you've got a 9 there, that they're also going into the positions that a 9 would, whereas Cunha's instinct is to wait for that cut back or something like that, and it. Yeah, I just feel as though it removes something from our game having him there. But yeah, I mean, he was really bad in this one.
Yeah, I don't know. He just kept on running straight into people. Like that's how you dribble past people. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure you can do move left or right or do some sort of skill. Don't just run straight into them. He was guilty of losing possession quite a bit. It felt like. I wasn't surprised to see him come off. In fact, I thought he probably should have come off a bit earlier than he did. But yeah, his best player performance seemed to come when he is behind the striker. So we'll see what happens in our next game now that Sesko's probably going to be injured. He might be back, but I would assume he's going to be injured. We don't know the full extent of that injury just yet. But so yeah, the first time, I mean, it's hard to really get into specific because overall this was quite a poor quality game. Overall, this did not look like two teams fighting for second position in the league, which it was at the time. It was a very poor game.
Yeah, I mean, I was sort of thinking about it before we came on. It's like nothing really happened, and then everything happened at once, which is often how it is against Spurs for us, actually. But yeah, I don't have a huge amount of takeaways from the game throughout the 90, other than the obvious.
Yeah, we'll probably touch on them all, but I did. Yeah. I mean, I say the quality of this game was poor. The quality. I watched City Liverpool yesterday as well. And the quality of that game was, apart from Doku, who was fantastic, the quality of the game was also really poor. Like Liverpool are obviously a bit crap, but I don't think City were anything like anywhere near the what they used to be. So I think it's just I think the standard of the league, everything's a bit more bunched up, and I don't think there's a massive amount of quality throughout the league really. But that's by the by. We scored from a nice goal though. To be fair, it was just more about keeping sustained pressure on. And keeping the ball around the box, keeping it alive, and Ahmad with a lovely cross to Mbuemo, who'd had a great free header into the corner. I think that was our first shot on target as well. And Mbuemo with another goal. Apparently he scores against Spurs all the time, apparently even for Brentford. So he was our player, not just our player of the month, he was the player of the month for October. Good to see there's no curse or anything on him, so keep on scoring. Anything to say on Mbuemo that's not been said already?
Probably not. I mean, I'd say at this point he's looking like maybe this best signing in the summer across the league. I'm really, really impressed by him. He's been fantastic. I mean, I was a little bit skeptical about buying him. I understood the logic behind it, but I thought, well, we've already bought Cunha, so what do we need another sort of 10 position for? But he's hit the ground running, and he's scored some important goals for us, and his defensive work rate's really good. His sort of all-round game is decent, and he's actually sort of, I wouldn't say kicked on, but he's definitely justifying his fee. I mean, when's the last time we paid that amount of money for a player that they actually justified it?
Yeah, been a while. I think the only players who probably are up with him for signing season probably like Granit Xhaka for Sunderland, and I think Zubimendi's been good for Arsenal. But yeah, in terms of attackers, he's probably been the best attacking signing of the season, I would say. Throughout the league. Just well worth every penny we've spent on him, really. And you can see, fair play to Brentford for holding out. They knew his worth, and he has been worth that to us, and he is a massive threat. First half kind of then finished without incident. Genuinely, it was a very nothing, like you said, a very nothing game until everything happened. And once again, everything started happening once Casemiro went off the pitch. And I mean, Casemiro wasn't like amazing in this game or anything. I thought it wasn't exactly. We didn't lose a midfield battle or anything, but it wasn't like we were dominating. It was just a fairly, like I said, fairly nothing game. But we weren't getting overpowered or anything. But then Ugarte comes on, and I mean, we say it every week. The drop off from Casemiro to Ugarte is a chasm. It's an absolute chasm. He is terrible.
He absolutely. There's no words for it. It's like last season, there were glimpses there where you thought maybe he could be decent, and he seems to have dropped off from even then. Like his all-round play is just bad. Like he chases the ball, or for the first goal he lets his man run past him for no apparent reason. He's there neck and neck with him, and then slows down for some unknown sort of reason that can only be answered by him.
I mean, that was just poor, really. I mean, there's no way that Casemiro lets him. I can't remember who the runner was, but run past him that easily. puts up a fight, puts in a foul, puts in a tackle, something. The guy just lets him literally just run past him while running alongside him, doing nothing. I mean,
Yeah,
he is
I mean,
he's meant to offer the protection, but he's not doing that at all. And then not only that, but when he stops tracking him, he's in the box. He's not taking up any form of position, really. He's not taking a position to cut out the cross. He's not taking a position to cut out the cutback if it goes back to that player who is just following. He just kind of stood aimlessly
yeah,
around. It was really poor.
yeah, really, really poor.
Any blame on De Ligt for you for the goal? For me, no, but
I I don't really blame. I think he could be tighter, and he does what he can, but I can't. I don't think you can. He gets a leg on it, so that's the only reason it goes in. In fact, so it's not. No, I don't blame De Ligt really. No.
yeah, it's not the worst crime in the world. I think he gets unlucky. He also gets a hand in the face as well, which probably doesn't help matters.
Yeah.
Lesser defenders would go down holding their face and hope to get a foul, which I don't think he'd have got, to be fair. So
No, it wouldn't. No, it was. To be fair, it was a good turn and a decent strike. And De Ligt was a bit unlucky that his leg took it away from the keeper. Whether Lamond saves it or not, I don't know. But yeah,
it looked like it was going to the other corner. I don't know whether it's close enough to Lamond's or not. But I think the only thing you could maybe say is he could maybe throw himself into the block a bit. But again, these are like small things. It's just unlucky, really.
Yeah.
And then after that, you kind of felt, I think me and you said on the group, like, we're definitely going to lose this, especially after the Seshko incident. What was your reading on? I mean, Sheshko's taken quite a few pelters for this incident. I'm a bit on the fence, but what do you think of this one?
His chance that he sort of didn't take.
Yeah, well, he had two, didn't he? Because he had one that Mount played around the corner for him. Both Mount played him in both times, but the first one Mount kind of played a pass around a player, and instead of taking the touch inside, he took it outside, and then it was way too narrow for a shot. I actually thought he did poorer on that chance where he really the touch should be coming inside, and then he should be getting a shot off straight away. But more the second chance where Van de Ven makes the recovery tackle.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just a fantastic tackle. Yeah, he could take a shot sooner, but he's sort of trying to draw the keeper in and slot it past them, I think. So I don't think he deserves the pelters for that, particularly when I think he probably should have started. And I don't see how you're going to get consistency from him if he's always on the bench, especially when you've paid this money for him and sacked off Højlund. Not that Højlund didn't deserve to be sacked off. Based upon last season's performances, but yeah, I do have sympathy for him, and I don't think you can really blame him for that. It is a fantastic recovery tackle.
Yeah, I mean, I was with you. I felt the same at the time. I thought it's a great tackle, really one that maybe only Van de Ven and a few of us actually managed to make. I did watch Match of the Day on Saturday night, and Alan Shearer made the point that actually his first touch needs to go across Van de Ven, so that if Van de Ven makes the tackle, he has to foul him, and that is 100% right. The touch needs to be across more towards the centre, so then he can get that shot away. He probably thinks he has more time than he does. He's used to having that much more time because the Bundesliga, and that's something that'll come. I also wonder if he was probably feeling a bit stiff, and I wonder that's why he got injured, because he just felt a bit stiff, and I think probably led to his injury.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, yeah, Ushwin said that's the difference between the Bundesliga and the Premier League, where he doesn't get that time. It could just also have not got the shout, and that's not.
Yeah, but you can't be
that.
expecting a shout. You need to expect at all times that there's going to be someone breathing down your neck in the Premier League.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you can't be relying on, and plus you might not even hear it. But it was still a fantastic tackle from Van de Ven, and after that you thought, this is kind of only going one way, really.
Yeah.
And having said that, I think we didn't feel massively. I mean, Lemons made those two saves towards the beginning of the half, but other than that, he didn't really do much. Other than that,
no, he didn't, and I didn't I didn't feel as though Spurs were in a position. I thought before Casemiro went off, we could go and score 2 or 3 in this in the game, another 2 in the half. And really put Spurs, because I thought Spurs were there for the taking before Casemiro went off. they had those couple of chances, but I don't think they were really in the game.
Yeah, I mean, Casemiro was the one who asked to come off. So that kind of explains that away. But we need to find a different solution to Ugarte because it is just such a massive drop off every time he comes on the pitch. I agree with you though. I feel ultimately we did start the second half poorly, and there is something going on with that. Like, I think if you look at, I saw something about the league table based on first half performances, we're top, whereas based on second half performances, we're like bottom 5 or something like that. So there is something going on with our second half performances, whether we run out of legs, whether the other team adjust and then we don't adjust to them, which I think that is part of it. Spurs did well with their subs. Thomas Frank did do well with his subs, bringing on some fresh impetus, and I don't feel like we responded well. Maybe ultimately you can say we don't have the tools to respond well. I thought Mount did play well when he came on. But everyone else who came on really didn't add very much, you'd have to say. Yoro was fine, but I mean, Dallo was Dallo, and Šeško kind of got injured, and Ugarte was crap. So it's tough, isn't it?
It is tough, and I don't think there's a huge amount you can change. I mean, I think he sort of sets him up for that anyway. I mean, because you have everyone moving around positions again when he makes his changes. I think I'd have started Ahmad at right wing back because actually these days I think he's probably better there in our current setup because it gives him more space to run at players, which he doesn't necessarily get when he's playing in that 10 role. And I was actually before the goal I was quite frustrated with him because he stood on the ball a bit too much, and Cunha was guilty of that as well. But yeah.
No, I do also, when you have Ahmad at wing back, you actually get a bit of attacking impetus from wing back, whereas we didn't really get anything from wing back in this game. I thought Dorgu did have a good game. I slagged him off after 20 minutes because he was offering really poor quality on the ball, but after that he actually put in a really good defensive performance and was okay on the ball, but more so in the first 2/3 and not the last third. And that's kind of, I mean, Mazraoui offers nothing at wing back for me. Absolutely nothing. I think he's probably put in one good wing back performance in his entire life at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
And that when Ahmad's there, you get that from wing back, but when he's not there, we don't really get anything. So that is one reason I'd keep him there.
Yeah, and I think that's, and I think the difference in what he offers going forwards is that great that actually his sort of tendency to get caught in defence it's worth the risk. It's on balance. It's worth having him there instead. And I think like I agree with you. I thought Mount could have come on a lot sooner for Cunha and or Šeško and
I do think Mount could have. We were not holding onto the ball very well, and I thought Mount could have come on and done a bit better, and he did actually play well when he came out Mount. So I would have definitely. I do. That's one thing. My main worry about Amorim at the moment is I still feel like he doesn't affect games enough or does enough to change things in game when the other team get back into it.
And I feel as though his subs are usually scripted, and like if Maguire hadn't taken a knock, I was expecting him to be subbed for Euro with De Ligt moving in. It's just what I expect to happen. So I don't. For me, Amorim still has to convince me that he still deserves the job. We went on that. We won 3 games in a row. We've drawn 2. It's great that we're unbeaten, and I'm not. You can't take that away from him. But I'm still not convinced. But it does seem as though he's adapted a bit, and he's having at least one of the centre backs stepping up into midfield to help out now, and it has helped a lot. So but then I'm sort of advising that I just don't like 3 at the back.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely, he bought himself a lot of time with this run, and I think a lot of people are on side, but I don't think anyone's 100% convinced that he is definitely the man to lead us to glory. He's still got a lot to prove, and he is slowly doing that, but it's just the changes in game for me. We'll take a quick break there, and then we'll come back and talk about the mad ending to this game. Welcome back to the show. So yeah, we entered injury time, and it did feel like, oh, Spurs are going to jammy Spurs this, because the Spurs can't, somehow seem to have our number at the moment and just luck their way into goal. And both their goals were pretty lucky, to be fair. The first one, the deflection, and the second one, I mean, Richarlison's only onside because Ugarte decides to get pushed off like a fly and leave him onside. I mean, I don't know where you start on this goal. I mean, De Ligt made a great interception to have the corner anyway. I actually felt really comfortable with the corners in this game, like defending corners. I thought we were doing really well defending them. I didn't feel like we were really suffering in any way, which we often do when we concede corners.
Do you know what?
Go on.
I didn't even think about it. I've not even thought about corners for a while, so that just shows that my confidence. Certainly since Lamens has come in, I haven't thought about how, apart from maybe that first game when it was like, oh, how's it going to be? Haven't thought about it, so that just shows the work that we've done on those on defensive set pieces, really.
Yeah, we are defending them a lot better, but with this one, ball comes in, and I think our guy is challenging with Brendan Johnson, I think, of all people. I can't remember who it was, but it's not like some sort of heavyweight that allows him to be pushed so far back. It's very rare. I'm trying to think, like, you don't often see someone fall that far backwards from just challenging a ball for a ball.
No,
and again, it's another thing. If Casemiro was on the pitch, that again, he obviously has to be taken off. We had to take him off. I get that, but that just doesn't happen because he's so strong in the air.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't happen. I don't like. He does. He practically goes off the pitch, and and then, it's one thing for that to happen. Okay, sometimes that you get caught off guard, maybe. Give very generous benefit of the doubt there, but for him to not get back and play and have the nous to make sure that Richarlison's offside is just.
Well, it's not even that. It's more that if he's fallen so far back, he's thinking, "Crap, I'm playing that one guy on. Maybe why don't you go to that guy?"
Yeah, well, exactly.
Like, instead of trying to make up ground that you're never going to make up, just go to that guy.
Yeah.
Be proactive, dude. I mean, he's not got the. I don't feel like he's got the intelligence at all to play in his position or be. He doesn't have that. He's not defensive minded at all, and that's why. Genuinely, I would be trying when Martinez comes back. I'd be trying him there. I think Mazraoui would do a better job there. I think most of our defenders would do a better job there.
Yeah, I definitely think Mazraoui would do a good job there. But Martinez probably. I don't know. But yeah.
Well, we need to find something, because we can't keep having this problem where Casemiro leaves the pitch and then it all turns to shit. Which is a regular theme.
And I think we need to go into the window in January and at least a loan of a midfielder.
Oh yes, it's essential.
Because you just we've cut out the individual mistakes at the back now, which is great, and that's sort of what's seen us through these games. But then when you've got Ugarte coming on and dropping a bollock every sort of game, it's not tenable. It's not sustainable, and we won't finish top 5.
But luckily for us, Richarlison decided to take his shirt off, and as soon as he took his shirt off and he started crying, I was like, "Oh, he's gone too early here." Yeah, it's happened to him before, and he hasn't learnt his lesson, and that makes it all the funnier because with 10 men and in the 96th minute, Bruno puts in an absolute. I mean, Bruno's corners have been crap all day. I will say that they've been terrible corners all day. Then he puts in that fantastic corner. It's a great set piece routine from us because Lemons takes away De Ligt's runner. Shaw uses his big fat ass to block off people so they can't get to De Ligt, and he powers that header into the top corner. It's a really good set piece routine from us. And I wasn't expecting it, and I wasn't expecting to the point where I was holding my infant child in my hands when we scored that. So trying to celebrate that whilst holding a child and screaming in his face and making him cry was probably not my finest moment as a parent, but worth it.
Don't worry, I've been there with my first. I can't remember what the game was, but we scored a winner, and I'm there holding my baby and scream and start making her cry. Yeah, don't worry, we'll do it.
It's just United, then Children. It's a fantastic header from De Ligt, who has been probably one of our best players of the season, I would say. And he had another fantastic game here. Is he played pretty much every minute of the Premier League? I don't even know if he's come off yet, but he's an integral part of our team now.
I don't know. I feel like he must have come off at some point or not started at some point. But yeah, I agree. I thought he looked good when he came, and there was a period of adjustment from the Bundesliga to Premier League. But yeah, I really like him, and if it were me, when Bruno leaves, I'd probably make him captain because he's strong at the back, good leader. He seems a good leader to me. He says the right, I read some comments from him after the game where they were asking if he was happy, and he was like, "Yeah, happy to score, but we sort of threw away a lead and we could have won the game, so not happy with that, but happy to have got the point as well." So yeah, I thought there was, I mean, they're obvious comments, but I just like them. So yeah, I really, and it's the one thing that I sort of thank Ten Hag for.
Yeah, he's been an excellent signing. What is impressive about him as well is he's been moving from the centre of the defence to the right-sided centre-back and doing both really well. I thought Maguire was excellent in this game, by the way, for the time he was on the pitch as well. Actually, Maguire, De Ligt and Shaw were all really good in the game, I will say that. He's just, I mean, I think it's between him and Mbuemo and probably Casemiro for our players. Mbuemo's up top, but out front, but from the other two, it's been an excellent season. And it gets us, we didn't deserve to lose the game, I'll say that much. We maybe didn't deserve to win, but we definitely didn't deserve to lose. So it was a justified header and justified point for us, I would say.
Yeah, especially considering we like you say, we had 10 men on the pitch at that time, and I'm thinking, 10 men, we're not gonna score another goal here. We're barely even gonna get up the pitch. But they showed some fight to eke out a corner and score that goal. So yeah, it's good to see because, like you say, last season it just wouldn't have happened at all.
Yeah, and it's what I mean. I've been saying this. I think I can't remember I mentioned 2 weeks ago, but we've been this weekend. No away teams won in the Premier League, and I think last weekend only 2 teams won away, and that was Chelsea at Spurs because Chelsea always beat Spurs, and Arsenal won away at Burnley. But other than that, there were no away wins, and again, like this weekend, it was mostly home wins. So the league is so tight now. And teams are pretty much much of muchness, apart from a couple at the bottom, that if you go on the road and get in a point, you're probably doing all right. And it's those we have to make Old Trafford. We have been doing, to be fair, we have been winning all. We need to keep winning our games at Old Trafford, make that a fortress, win pretty much every game there, and then if we can pick up a point on the road, a win here and there, I think that'll see us through to Champions League places because it's hard on the road in the Premier League now. I mean, you look at Newcastle, go to Brentford. Everyone's losing at Brentford at the moment. We lost to Brentford. Liverpool lost at Brentford, and then Newcastle went there, got turned over 3-1. Just these are hard places to go, it seems, and everyone enjoys playing at home.
Yep, and I expect Forest to be a harder place to go to now that Dyche is in.
Yeah, I thought that as well. I mean, I did say, I wanted 4 points from Forest and Spurs, but that was thinking of the Forest of under Ange. Whereas now, Forest and the Pulis will be a completely different story, and they will pick up a lot of points at home, and teams will find it hard to go there. And Spurs, I mean, they have a terrible home record, but it's still Spurs, and they are still what they're above us in the league, aren't they? It's weird. We're both crap apparently, but we're both above Liverpool, so it's kind of weird.
Of goals.
Sorry, what was that?
We're only by a couple of goals. We're level on points with Spurs, Villa, Liverpool, and Bournemouth, all on 18.
Yeah. The league is just massively bunched up. I think there's 3 points separating 10th from 3rd. So it's kind of you move up and down the league really quickly. And lucky for us, we've got a couple of gentle fixtures coming up that should we should hopefully see us move up the league if we do well in them. We'll take a quick break there, and then we'll come back for the last part of the pod. Welcome back to the show. So, a good point for United overall, we'd probably say. Less good news for the United women, who did something that even the men don't do this. Even the men don't do this. The men don't lose to Villa at home. We never lose to Villa at home. And yet, somehow, the United women conspired to lose to Aston Villa at home. Lost 1-0 at Leah Sports Village, which not a good result at all. I think I read a bit about the game. Feel like there was quite a few changes. Maybe with one eye on the PSG game that's midweek. That's a massive game for United in the Champions League. I don't know if did you catch any of this?
I didn't. I tried to, but I couldn't get a stream working. So yeah, unfortunately not. I've missed this one and Brighton last week. I think it was. Yeah. Malar came out and. Sandberg came out, and then I've forgotten who else. So there was a bit of change, and yeah, probably due to looking at PSG, and they lost the game, which is unfortunate. I was going to watch it after, but Nick spoiled the result for me, so I didn't bother.
It's disappointing. I mean, United have been undefeated in the WSL until then, and it's kind of you've got to be putting basically if you're playing anyone that's not Chelsea, City or Arsenal, you've got to be winning that game. That's kind of how it works in the WSL. So yeah, poor result for United, but they'll hopefully bounce back against PSG, which is a massive game. PSG are one of the better women's teams around, so it's a huge game. It's at home as well, but is it all? I think it's at Old Trafford. Yeah, it is at Old Trafford.
That was at Old Trafford. Yeah.
So that should be a good night out for anyone going to Old Trafford. On to it's international week now, which kind of, again, these international breaks have been, I mean, as a man who doesn't even hate international football, these have been too much this season. It feels like they've been every week. I don't know how. Yeah. Who planned this calendar? It's absolutely terrible.
It's ridiculous. But at least the qualifiers. I don't watch international football until it's the actual World Cup and Euros proper. But and Nations League can just do one or whatever it's called. I'm no interest in that whatsoever.
The Nation League's better than these qualifiers, I'll tell you that much. Nation League's actually competitive games. I mean, I'm pretty down on England at the moment. I feel like we've got a pretty bad team. I don't really see what Tuchel's doing.
I disagree.
Oh, I don't think it's very good at all.
No, I think player for player, on paper, it's a decent team. But what Tuchel does with them is another thing. I don't rate that, but yeah, I think he's actually got a decent team there.
I don't know.
That could go deep.
Dan Burns playing, so I mean, how good can it be?
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't mean the current squad. I just mean on paper, the players on paper.
Yeah, I can't see it being a good World Cup for England, but that's a different conversation for a different time. But yeah, a lot of Reds will be on international, but I think a lot of Reds will be staying back. Obviously, Šeško got injured. It depends what Casemiro was feeling to whether he goes to Brazil. Shaw and Maguire aren't in the England squad, so they'll be back. Bruno will go off, but then Bruno probably played a game on Sunday, that for all we know. Just and then probably ran a marathon afterwards. So yeah, disappointing that there's no game, and then also disappointing is the other disappointing thing is that when we get back to the Premier League, we have to wait until Monday for our game. Because
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's this weird thing now where basically all our games are midweek for ages now, which is very annoying. So yeah, we got Monday the 24th. We've got Everton. Then we do have then away at Palace on a Sunday, and then the following game is Thursday, West Ham at home. Then we're 2 Mondays in a row. So the next time we're at home in the Premier League on a weekend won't be until the New Year, which is annoying for me as a match going red. The one bit of good news is we got the Boxing Day game at Old Trafford, but even that's at 8 o'clock, which is absolutely. I don't know why it's at 8 o'clock. I don't know
it's ridiculous.
What idiot thought? You know what's a good time for a Boxing Day game? 8 o'clock. Well done, especially Newcastle fans have to travel back up to Geordieland, like what, past 11? Honestly, they don't think about the fans when they think about these fixtures. It does my head in.
Oh, not at all. I mean, yeah, they put the fixture in, but they still got to find a fuck you to the fans. It's just it's the way they think.
Yeah. So Everton at home is our next game, and you would really, I mean, that's a game we should be winning. It's a game we often win. Everton at home. I feel like that was. I'm pretty sure that was Amorim's first game at home, and we won 4-0. I think that was what happened.
Was it?
Don't quote me on that.
I seem to remember us playing Ipswich.
No, that was his first game away, but his first game at home.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
So Ipswich was his first game, period, and then we played Everton at home and we won 4-0, and I feel like Rashford scored 2. But
Rashford definitely scored. Yeah. Rashford definitely scored early on. Well, I can't remember who it was against, but yeah.
So our next 5 games are Everton at home, Palace away, tricky game, but Palace have gone a bit of a downturn now. West Ham at home, Wolves away, and Bournemouth at home. I mean, this is prime for a run, you would think.
Yeah, United Stranders, Barbers will be licking their lips at that, won't they?
Well, from those 5 games, what is your realistic? You don't have to work out points if you're maths ain't strong, but realistically, how many wins from those 5?
Wins?
Yeah,
at least 3.
I'd say at least 4, really. Everton, West Ham, and Bournemouth at home. You want to be winning those games, and then Wolves away. I mean, Wolves are terrible this season, and I'm sure they'll find a manager who, once again, they'll probably hire the manager after, just before we play us, so they can have that sweet new manager bounce.
What they do?
Yeah, they probably think actually we won't hire him during this international break. Let's wait until we play United. But
I just think that West Ham can sometimes give us a game.
Not at home. At the
no, but you
at
never know.
Their ground, then yeah, but not at home. I mean, if we lose to West Ham at home, then we are right back into the dirge of things.
Oh yeah. No, I wouldn't expect us to lose to West Ham, I suppose. But yeah, I'd be happy with 10 or 12. Well, yeah, no, maybe 11 points from this run. I'd be happy with.
You're too generous. I'm thinking anything over 12, and I'll be. That's what we should be aiming for.
I just don't trust. I just don't trust us to be consistent in winning games. I don't know. Like it's been knocked out of me. I used to be so positive, and at the start of this season, I thought, yeah, we'll win this game. Yeah, we'll win this game, and then they just And so I'm on a real downer at the moment about how we'll do. I mean, it's working because we're winning games.
You say that. We're on a 5-game unbeaten streak. We won 3 games in a row. We've drawn the last 2, but again, not tough places to go, but in the context of the games, actually, there were decent points. So really, we are on some sort of run.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. And actually, the team has fight. But I don't know. If I start getting positive, it'll all turn to shit. So just be happy with the way I am at the moment.
Well, it can be positive, but we need to have these expectations. I mean, we should be having these expectations for us. I think it is the second season.
Oh, yeah.
Amorim said it will be better, and it has. Fair play to him. He said it would be better, and it has been better. And we are picking up these. These are all games that we lost. I mean, Forest away last season we lost. Spurs last season where we lost. So that's 2 points we picked up there over them. Brighton at home last season we lost. So that's
3 points at Anfield.
3 points at Anfield. So these are all points that all points that we didn't get last season. So we've got to continue that trend. And if we don't, then like I said, we're back in the dirge again, and we have to keep talking. We have to keep having those different conversations again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so like I said, international break. I'm sure Nick might come back next week, do something on the women, as Nick likes to do. That sounded wrong, but I'm going to leave that in.
De Ligt's actually been called up to the Netherlands again.
Has he? Oh, is him and Coleman?
Yeah.
I thought he was completely out.
No, yeah. I guess his form's been hard to ignore, and he's got a shot call up for this international break.
Oh well, I mean,
So
whether he actually plays or not is a different story. But he needs to be in that. He's crazy that he's not in there. He is, like I said, been
crazy.
one of our better players.
Especially when you think Virgil van Dijk has been so shocking.
Well, I mean,
Not
that's just funny,
Van
isn't
Dijk,
it?
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The other thing we kind of have to be aware of, obviously, is that AFCON. I mean, this is the last international break now until Feb, but AFCON will start on the 21st. And 21st of December.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think United are trying to have a bit of a conversation with Cameroon about Mbuemo and when he can actually go, because I don't think
we should be.
Yeah, I don't think Cameroon's first game is until after Christmas. So I think they're hoping that he can stick around for maybe miss the first. Remember Onana last year, who insisted on never missing a single game of for United, much to our chagrin. This is the actual inverse of that, where we actually don't want him to miss a game for us.
Yeah, I know. Everyone was booking flights for Onana to get out there, and he's there. No, not at all.
No, I want to stay. Please, Onana, please leave. So it's going to be. I mean, that's going to be basically our whole. Oh, I tell a lie. Cameroon's first game is on the 24th of December. So he would obviously definitely miss the Newcastle game, but you kind of hope he might be able to stick around for the games before that. So we'll see. But it's losing our entire right hand side. Ahmad and Mbuemo both going. It's going to be tough.
It is going to be tough, and maybe that's why Mazraoui's been sort of integrated back into the side a little bit with that in mind, possibly. Which it makes sense.
Possibly, but he's a much better. He's much better right centre back or left centre back than he is a wing back. He's obviously a much better full back because that's what he is. And like I said, I think he'd do a better job in defensive midfield. But the problem is Mazraoui's going anyway, so I don't know why you're talking about Mazraoui.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking that after I said it. I was like, wait, isn't Mazraoui actually going? So
yeah, he'll be going. Well, he opens it in Morocco. Morocco open it. I think isn't it in Morocco? I think it is in Morocco. So
is it in Morocco? Oh well, that's not far. Well, not as far to travel.
It's not far to travel. No, that's why it's only like a 3-hour flight. I think that's why I think United are trying to cut someone around. But yeah, Mazraoui will be off. He's off to Morocco. So it's basically we'll only really for those wing backs we'll only have Dorgu and Dalot, which makes me think that Luke Shaw's going to have to possibly step up, and because in theory we'll have Martinez back by then. Heaven is also around, so Luke Shaw is probably our next bet for as a wing back.
Maybe we've also got Diego Leon.
True, but whether he's ready or I know he's played a bit for the under-21s, doing quite well at that level. But whether he's ready to step up is a different story.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, on that front, Harry Mass has scored a blinder the other day.
He did. Harry Mass playing for Sheffield Wednesday scored his first goal for them. It was a lovely goal as well. But I don't imagine us calling him back
no, I
this
can't
season.
Imagine we'll do that. No, not at all.
No. But it's going to be interesting. Going to be an interesting time. But luckily, we've got, like I said, we've got those 5 games that I talked about before then, so it's a while away. But yeah, unfortunately, we used to love these international breaks because it gives a break from United. But now we're actually all right. You kind of want us to be watching United again. So a bit disappointed. But we will, like I said, Nick might be back next week. We'll definitely be back after the Everton game. We'll probably try to record the day after that. As I said, it's on a Monday night, so we'll try to get a recording onto the Tuesday. Until then, Ed, anything more to add?
Yeah, well, if you're missing Man United and you want to watch us play a game, we are on Disney Plus in the Champions League for the women's. So, well worth a watch. The women's team are really good and they play good football. Until recently, they were not better to watch than the men were. So, yeah, if you want United fixed during the international break, watch them.
Yeah, but also if you don't want to give your money to Big Disney, you can just find other ways to stream it.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
We're not here shilling for the big corps unless they want to give us money, in which case we definitely will.
Yeah. Not at all. I'm just promoting United Women. I'm not a Disney promoter, not paid yet. So
Yet,
yeah,
is the
if they like you say, if they pay us, fantastic.
Yeah. I think we've probably got a while to go to then. But yeah, as always, follow us on Twitter. I am posting these up on YouTube now, so if anyone doesn't like to listen to the pod on Spotify or whatever, send them a YouTube link and they can see the episodes that way.
You don't get to see us though.
No, well, we have to work on our faces first, and then once we do that, then we'll get with the kids, and I'll start growing my hair and all that nonsense. And yeah, follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky as well. We do stuff on there. So yeah, until then, cheers, Ed.
Yeah, cheers, man.